Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing two greeting cards where I've used distress inks to create the backgrounds together with a lot of stamps from my store. I'm working on a piece of baking mat instead of my glass plate today. The reason for that is that the distress inks on the glass mat move together when you put them down, and that doesn't happen on this baking mat, and so you get a better impression on the paper. I'm squishing the ink pads to the mat, add some water with my spray bottle, and then dip the watercolor paper into it. I will list all the supplies and the colors I've used in the description box. After I have added every color to every card randomly, I look what I'm missing on the cards, and so I decide that I will go in with some other colors after I've dried the background. It's important to dry the background in between a little, because when you add too many colors wet on wet, you will get mud. I'm adding even more texture to the backgrounds by adding some water droplets with the spray bottle. These will reactivate the colors and give you some additional texture. For the two cards I'm creating today, I wanted to have a really textured and interesting background, so I'm adding in some background stamping. I'm working with my stamps from Rubber Dance, and I'm using the grungy stuff and grungy borders at the moment. For the second card, I'm using stamps from our round and circle stamp set. Normally the backsides of our stamps are really sticky, so you don't need any kind of glue or cushion to add to them to stick them to an acrylic block. But you have to make sure that the backside of the stamp and also the acrylic block are clean from any dust. I'm playing with the Grungy Butterflies today as my focal points, and I am stamping them directly to the cards, and I will also stamp them to watercolor paper and color them in to adhere them later to the cards. I've stamped the butterflies to watercolor paper with Archival Ink and color them in very quickly by using the same technique I've used for the backgrounds. Our butterfly stamps are available with different sets. We have the Grungy Butterflies, where you get all 4 big butterflies together with some sentiments. We have our small Grungy Butterflies, where you get the same butterflies in a smaller version, also with some sentiments. And we have every style of butterfly combined, the small one and the big one together, also with some sentiments in one set. I will link you up to our store in the description. And here you see the difference when I'm applying the distress ink directly to the glass plate and spritz them with water. The water and the color moves together and you don't get these tiny little dots, which create so much nice texture. I'm adding the vintage script stamp with VersaMark ink to the background because I want to have some gold embossing on top. If you want to have a perfect embossed script, you have to wait really long or to make sure that your background is really dry, because the embossing powder will also stick to the other stamp images a little bit. But I don't mind it in this case because I get a lot of grungy texture. I just remove the powder from the butterflies. As I want to glue down the butterflies I've colored in before, I want to have a very flat area to glue them down. I do the same with the other card, but I'm using our Mix a Sentiment stamp to add the embossed texture. And of course it's not enough for me, I need to add some white splatters, and I believe I also will add some black splatters. I'm using liquid white watercolor because it's a really opaque color to add texture to your projects, and as I don't go on top with any other mediums, I can use that watercolor. And here I'm adding the black splatters. I use some acrylic ink for that. I do the same with the other card. I use liquid glue to glue down my cutout butterflies. For my greeting, I've used a happy birthday stamp from Rubber Dance, and I've embossed it on some pattern paper. I cut out the words separately and adhere them to the card. I'm not sure if you see it, but I'm using some other butterflies than I've colored in before because I didn't like the color combination with the background. So I've made some new butterflies off camera and adhere these to my card. I'm adding the same sentiment to this card. To finish up the cards, I'm using 2 card bases and glue them down. As you stayed until the end of the video, I hope you liked it, and I would also appreciate if you leave me a comment. I hope we see us next time. Bye!